Hetherington, the CEO of Daily Bread Food Bank. Neil, thank you for joining us today on a difficult day
Good
for
morning,
you to
Roger.
be there, but an important day for you.
Well, Merry Christmas. And you're entirely right that there are far too many who are not celebrating Christmas the way that they ought to, where their right to food is realized. And so in just a few days' time, we're going to get to the end of the calendar year. And for the very first time, 3.75 million client visits in the city of Toronto. And it was only 4 years ago that it was around 600,000 or 700,000. So we have a long way to go to be able to make sure that people get the food that they need on their tables this Christmas.
That is an absolutely frightening jump. What is driving it?
Well, there are three things. The first thing is a lack of affordable housing. We see that all over the city of Toronto and right across the country. The second is income supports that are wholly inadequate. Think about somebody on disability. They are receiving about $1,300 a month. And you can't rent an apartment. You can't buy the food that you need, let alone transportation and clothing and that type of thing. So if you are on disability, you are living in deep poverty. You are legislated to live in deep poverty, and that is wholly wrong. And so we have an opportunity with the Canada Disability Benefit to change that.
And these are all long-term solutions. Are you hopeful that changes can come?
Well, this is the season of hope and of light, and I think that we have to cleave to that. I think we have to feed the need now, and the men and women, volunteers and staff of the Daily Bread Food Bank have done that year after year. And that is hopefully the inspiration to advocate even harder. But we're going to feed that need now. We're going to feed that need this week over the holidays, and we're going to feed that need until government says that they will step up to the plate and fulfill their duty.
And it's quiet back there behind you, but I know you're going to have an army of people coming to help people out. What's your concern as you head into January 1st when it comes to helping on the short term?
Well, I think you look at January and people might start to forget about the food bank a little bit. But, you know, we all have the provincial tax rebate coming. And so if you don't need that tax rebate, we know a lot of people who do need that tax rebate. And so we're hopeful that people in January and February will continue to donate to the Daily Bread Food Bank and their local food bank all across the country. 2.8 million Canadians turned to food banks this past year. That is wrong, and we can do something about it.
And there had been concerns, I think, with Daily Bread and with other food banks that you might have to scale back the amount of food you're giving to people. How is that looking right now?
So we were providing 3 days worth of food once a week for every client that needed that. We've had to scale it back to 2.7 days. And it might not seem like a lot, you know, going from 3 days to 2.7 days, but there's one less meal for somebody that needs it. And that is wholly because the need has grown so dramatically in the city. We went from spending $1.5 million a year on food to now $29 million a year. And this is just the Daily Bread Food Bank. This is just Toronto. You know, right across the country, millions of dollars has been donated by the public in order to feed their neighbors. And it really ought not to be that way.
No, it's a situation we shouldn't be in right now. What can people do beyond donating their food, donating their time, donating money? What else can they do?
I think it's exactly those things, Roger. And then the one additional thing, call any elected representative. It doesn't matter which party, it doesn't matter which province or which city. Call any elected official and say, I know what's going on with food bank usage, and it's wrong. It's not the Canada that we all grew up in. This never used to be like this. Let's make a difference in 2025.
Okay, Neil, thank you very much for everything you do. Hopefully you get some time with your family today. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.